Hello and welcome to the show. I am Joe Topat. Some time ago I did a video listing 5 reasons why Toy Story 4 sucks. Ever since Disney released the Lightyear movie, I've had people asking me what I think of it. Honestly, I had mixed feelings about seeing it because, well, I was curious, but I wasn't sure if it would be any good. But since so many people want to know what I think of this movie, I went ahead and gave it a watch. It sucks. Like with Toy Story 4, I'm going to list 5 reasons why I think this movie sucks. I'm going to go into spoilers, and I'm also going to mention the show Buzz Lightyear of Star Command a lot. So without further ado, let's begin. Reason 1. The plot is boring. When I first heard about this movie, I thought it was going to be a fun space adventure that explores Buzz's origin. Turns out, Lightyear is just another Buzz adventure that barely involves space travel. Hell, for the entire movie, the characters are stranded on a planet. The plot revolves around Buzz, his diverse commander, and some rookie ending up on some planet. Buzz tries to fly their ship off the planet. He doesn't want the rookie to help because he doesn't like working with rookies. And he likes to do things on his own. Why? Don't know. Buzz ends up failing, and they are stuck on the planet for the entire movie. Yeah, hi, we're stuck on this planet. Could you come pick us up? You can? Oh, good. You are a lifesaver. Thanks, man. Why did no one in this movie thought to do that? The problem is so easy to solve, yet nobody tries to make contact. Instead, they try to create some fuel that involves Buzz flying around the sun. Each time he does this, 4 years pass. Instead of trying to find another solution, Buzz keeps doing the same thing until his diverse commander dies of old age. The plot is good for an episode of The Twilight Zone, but for an hour and 45-minute movie, it drags on and on and on. The plot is a terrible version of Captain America. Only in that movie, we see how Steve Rogers becomes Captain America, and we get to see him fight bad guys. It wasn't until the end that Captain America ended up frozen. It worked so much better in that movie because it was something beyond Steve's control. It wasn't like he volunteered to get frozen, then wakes up a few years later and kept repeating this process. I wanted to see Buzz travel in space and see different creatures he encounters. Just like in the show Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. That was a fun show. Why couldn't the movie have been like that? Reason 2. The characters are bland. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command had a lot of memorable characters. There was Mira Nova, a princess from the planet Tangia. She's Buzz's no-nonsense second-in-command, who hates to be addressed as princess. Mira isn't afraid to challenge Buzz's orders. Booster, a farm boy from the planet Joad. Booster idolizes Buzz and knows all of his stories. He's more likely to follow Buzz's orders. Then there's XR, a wisecracking robot. There are many other characters like Commander Nebula, Buzz's grizzled old commanding officer, who's basically a field commander stuck behind a desk. I could go on, but I don't want this video to be 2 hours. The point is, the characters on Buzz Lightyear of Star Command were great. I can't say the same thing about the characters of Lightyear. They are so forgettable. I forgot their names after they were first introduced. There's Buzz's Diverse Commander's granddaughter, guy who screws up, and the old woman convict who isn't allowed to use weapons, but is allowed to be part of a unit that handles weapons. That makes no sense. I know I can look up their names, but I care so little about them that I'm not going to bother. None of them felt like real people. They all felt like cardboard cutouts. The problem I had with Diverse Commander is that I never really got the idea she's Buzz's superior. Yes, she does have a higher rank, but she always acted like his buddy, not his commander. I'm not saying they can't be friends, but she never once tried to pull rank on Buzz. Commander Nebula never had that problem. He had a great deal of respect for Buzz, and knows he's the best Space Ranger of Star Command. However, Commander Nebula was never afraid to pull rank when he had to. Buzz's interactions with Commander Nebula were pretty funny, and how seriously they took everything. It was easy to see that they respected each other, but you still knew who was in charge. I never got that with Buzz and Diverse Commander. It felt more like Pixar just included her for diversity points rather than creating an interesting character. And that's a shame. The plot about Buzz needing to learn to trust his team is basically a rehash of the pilot movie for the show. Only it made more sense because Buzz lost his partner and he didn't want to risk anyone else's life. So he tries to go it alone. He knows Mira is capable, but he didn't want to risk losing someone else. Nebula understands how he feels, but he won't allow Buzz to go it alone. Once again showing he's not afraid to pull rank. In Lightyear, Diverse Commander's granddaughter didn't have any qualifications beyond nepotism. She goes on about her family legacy, but we never see that she's qualified for the job. She's even afraid of space. Why become a space ranger if you're afraid of space? The other members aren't any better. It felt like Buzz was in the right to keep them away from danger. Reason 3. It doesn't feel like a movie Andy would have liked. The opening of the movie claims that this was the movie Andy saw that made him want to get a Buzz Lightyear action figure. The problem is that Andy was to have seen this movie in the year 1995, and it doesn't feel like a movie that would have grabbed Andy's interest. Nor does it feel like a movie that would have been made in 1995. I'm going to go into this movie's controversy. Now, I'm not here to take a side in the argument. I just want to explain something. So, here goes. Lightyear establishes that Buzz's commander is a lesbian, causing this movie to get banned in certain countries, and parents not wanting their kids to see it. The internet has been arguing over whether or not this should be included in a kid's movie. Yet during this argument, one crucial point was forgotten. This wouldn't have been in a mainstream kids movie in 1995. For better or worse, the world was a different place in 1995. People had different standards back then. This wouldn't have been so openly accepted back then. Even if it was, this movie has a bigger problem. It's boring. It's difficult to believe that Andy saw a movie this boring and decide that he wants a Buzz Lightyear action figure. Lightyear is the kind of movie that most kids would have forgotten about after seeing it, assuming that they went to see it in the first place. Toy Story came out in 1995, and it's still remembered to this day. The reason for this is because it had great characters and an interesting story. It's not hard to imagine kids wanting to get a Buzz Lightyear action figure after seeing it. When Buzz Lightyear Star Command came out in 2000, it was a lot of fun. I could actually see Andy watching that show and wanting to get a Buzz Lightyear action figure. Lightyear, I have a hard time seeing any kid liking it. Not because of the politics, but because it's so boring. Reason 4. The jokes aren't funny. I don't think I laughed once during this entire movie. It tries really hard to be funny, but none of the jokes work. There was that one about a meat sandwich where they have a piece of bread in between pieces of meat. The characters tried to justify this to Buzz, who finds this absurd. It's obvious that this is supposed to be funny, but it just doesn't work. There's no reason to make a sandwich like that. Also, did nobody actually knew how to make a sandwich? Buzz Lightyear of Star Command was a really funny show. I can still remember many of the jokes. My personal favorite was when Mira and Booster were trying to reassure the scientist that Buzz would come and save them. They each tell him a story on how they first met Buzz and the inspiring things he did. Yet none of these stories work for the scientist. Then XR tells his story on how Buzz gave him the last of the lime sherbet. And that's the one that wins over the scientist. It wasn't Buzz's great acts of heroism that won over the scientist. It was lime sherbet. And I love how Mira and Booster are like, what the F? That's what made it so funny. It was lime sherbet. Lime sherbet. Okay, I'm done now. Reason 5. The twist villain. The twist villain is an overdone cliche from Disney and Pixar. I'm glad they've been trying to steer away from that in recent years. It's not to say that a twist villain can't work. I still find the Prospector from Toy Story 2 one of the best, if not the best twist villain of all time. The problem is that oftentimes the movie doesn't set up hints that a character is the twist villain. Rewatching Toy Story 2, I could see subtle hints that the Prospector had a hidden motive. Toy Story 3 actually revealed Lotso as a villain pretty early on, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command's pilot movie had Buzz's old partner as a twist villain. That worked because his name was Warped Dark Matter, and he pointed out that him being evil shouldn't have been a big surprise with a name like Warped Dark Matter. Lightyear's twist villain doesn't work. Somehow, Buzz gets split into two, and his other self grows old. In his obsession to complete his mission, he builds a robot suit and robot minions. His robot minions can't say Buzz for some reason, so they call him Zurg. That's right, Buzz is Zurg. I have no idea how they got Zurg out of Buzz. Setting that aside, this contradicts Buzz's lore from the movies and cartoon. The first Toy Story movie establishes that Zurg is the evil emperor and Buzz's sworn enemy. Toy Story 2 had it that Zurg is Buzz's father. To be fair, the cartoon makes a joke about that, and Buzz in this movie thought Zurg was his father. So Zurg being Buzz's father is debatable. Zurg was the main villain of the cartoon. We never learned his backstory, but I never thought we needed to. He's an evil emperor. What more do we need to know? Yet Lightyear completely erases Zurg for no good reason. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command was a fun sci-fi adventure show. Sadly, John Lasseter never liked this show, and over the years, Disney and Pixar have tried to erase its existence. They treat it like an embarrassment to the Pixar legacy. The funny thing is that Lightyear is an embarrassment to the Pixar legacy, and so is Toy Story 4. I only wish Disney Plus would show Buzz Lightyear of Star Command or release it to DVD. It's a great show that's worth remembering. Lightyear, on the other hand, is a piece of crap and should be forgotten. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.